Advisor for Human Rights, Honorable Herminio Harry L. Roque Jr. Let's give him a big round of applause. Sir, meet our local media.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Baguio, and happy Panagbenga. No? Let me begin with good news. Our first good news is here in Benguet and Baguio City. The Duterte administration has continuously supported economic growth through the creation of a business-friendly environment that is conducive for the development of micro, small, and medium enterprises in the country. The Department of Trade and Industry and Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise Development Council are pushing for the creation of negosyo centers throughout the country. These centers, which are under the supervision of the DTI, provide services that ease the doing of business as well as guarantee access to services for MSMEs in the area. They're also serving as meeting points for DTI, local government units, and the private sector. The number of negosyo centers in Benguet as of December 31, 2017 has grown to 4, and there are 2 in Baguio City. Through the Shared Service Facility Initiative, a major part of DTI's MSME development program, the competitiveness of MSMEs will also improve. Under the SSF initiative, machineries, equipment, tools, systems, skills, and knowledge are provided under a shared system. As of December 31, 2017, there are 29 established SSF projects in the province of Benguet and 6 in Baguio City. More good news. Nomura had a very positive forecast for 2018. We welcome the forecast of Nomura, the leading securities and investment banking company in Japan, on the economic growth of the Philippines, which they projected to increase to 6.9% in 2018. We attribute the Global Investment Bank's positive forecast on Duterte's administration's full implementation of the first package of the TRAIN Act. This will also support the increase in public infrastructure spending and regional development through inter-regional and nationwide infrastructure that will form efficient network of engines of economic growth all over the country. More good news. The results of the Open Budget Survey 2017, a biennial survey conducted by the International Budget Partnership, shows the Philippines with an open budget index of 67. This makes the Philippines #1 for budget transparency. We rank 19th worldwide. The OBI, for the information of everyone, is an independent and comparative measure of budget transparency where 109 equally weighted key indicators are used. These indicators include 8 key budget documents such as the pre-budget documents or statements, executive budget proposal, enacted budget, citizens' budget, in-year reports, mid-year review, year-end report, and audit report. This underscores the Duterte administration's seriousness in upholding the transparency and accountability in government. With the signing of EO number 2, or the freedom of information, we guarantee that the public will continue to have easy access to substantial budget information. More good news. There's now straight flight, direct flights from Xiamen to Puerto Princesa. No? Last year, Chinese tourist arrivals recorded an increase of 43.33%, or 968,447 tourists, higher compared to 665,663 Chinese tourist arrivals in 2016. For 2018, we expect more Chinese tourists to discover that it's more fun in the Philippines. Starting this month in February, there will be direct charter flights from Xiamen in Fujian province in China to Puerto Princesa in Palawan. This according to the Department of Tourism. In addition, the DOT reported that in order to provide better air connectivity from major tourist source markets to the Philippines, another new route from Tianjin in China to Puerto Princesa in Palawan is already on its way. Now, as you know, the President ordered recently the destruction of luxury materials instead of having them auctioned. The President's order to destroy the smuggled luxury vehicles speaks for itself. This is to serve as a stern warning to smugglers. It is common knowledge that many apprehended luxury vehicles ultimately end up in the market where they can easily be won in auctions. The government is serious in its fight to curb smuggling and corruption and hope to make the Bureau of Customs as a showcase in good governance drive. On the CBCP pastoral guide for discerning the moral dimension of the present-day moves for charter change, we understand the sentiments of the Catholic bishops for their aversion to charter change and federalism. We, however, assure our bishops that the President has no interest to extend his term, nor will he push for no election. President Duterte has made it clear and unequivocal. As an advocate of the rule of law, he will follow the Constitution and step down when he finishes his term at noon of June 30, 2022. There is no creeping dictatorship that the Catholic hierarchy fears will happen. Now, questions now.
We'll entertain questions from our local media, then immediately after, intersperse every local questions with the Malacanang press questions. Unahin po natin mula sa ABS-CBN Baguio, Micaela Ilaw.
Hi, sir. Good morning po.
Good morning.
Morning po. Sir, what can you say about the Ombudsman's defiance over Malacanang's order to suspend Karandang, sir?
Well, I don't think we should say anything about that. What is clear is that we observed due process, gave the overall Deputy Ombudsman 10 days to file his answer. If he doesn't file his answer, then we will proceed to make a decision on the complaint against him.
Sir, Faeldon was detained in Pasay City. What's your reaction on that? Kasi nung Tuesday, kakaano nyo lang.
Well, according to DND Secretary and the Office of Civil Defense is under the Department of National Defense, that's regrettable. Secretary Lorenzano says he cannot claim a salary because he has to report for work in order to claim his salary. He will, in effect, be on leave, no? Because he will not be able to use his daily time record.
May we remind our local media, one question, one follow-up for the first round. We go to the second round if you have other questions. Pahabol po from Malacanang Press, related question. Some senators are urging the palace and the ombudsman to break the impasse over the suspension order. What is the palace take on this, and is it amenable to talk to lawmakers to resolve the issue?
There is no impasse. The President is the chief implementer of the law, and he will enforce the law.
Now we call on from Sunstar, Lauren Alimondo. Lauren?
Good morning, sir. Sir, how would the train affect the agriculture sector, no considering that Baguio and Benguet and the Cordilleras are the main suppliers of highland vegetables across the country?
Well, I think it will be minimal, no? Because in the first place, there will be no ad valorem tax on vegetables itself. No? So perhaps it may affect some inputs, but it will be minimal. No? In fact, overall, the Department of Finance said that in terms of inflation, it's about 0.7%. No? So it's de minimis.
Sir, considering excise taxes is also for fuel products, how will it impose or imply for the cost of production for the?
As I said, the estimate of the Department of Finance, it is only 0.7 effect on inflation.
Okay, sir. Sir, on another matter, other than the lowering of the minimum age of criminal liability, what is a more lasting solution to the problem of the children in conflict with the law?
Well, the President has said that he wants to see a repeal of the Pangilinan law. And I think right now, the President's campaign against drugs is one effective way of addressing the issue of children in conflict with the law, because as we jail drug traders who use children, we're promoting the welfare of children as well.
Sir, what is the current stand of the President on the said bill, on the lowering of the minimum age of criminal
He still
liability?
says that it should be repealed.
Okay, sir. Sir, what is the current status?
Next round. Now we call on Philippine News Agency, Pami Geminiano. Pami?
Good morning, sir. Sir, we were informed by the city government that they have sent an invitation to the president to be the guest of honor for the highlights of the Panagbenga, sir. May we know if he discussed it with you, sir, before coming here?
Asahan yung kukulitin kong presidente, bumalik sa Baguio para makabalik ako sa Baguio.
Okay po, sir.
Kukulitin ko po siya.
Okay po. So as of now, sir, wala pa pong near.
Wala pa po sa schedule.
Okay po, sir. Thank you.
From Business Mirror, Malugeb.
Hello, sir. Sir,
Hello.
may we know if what is the sentiment of Malacanang on the proposed autonomy in the region before federalism?
Gaya ng sinabi ko po kanina, no? Bagamat ang presidente po ay nagsusulong ng federalismo, handa po siyang pag-aralan at pakinggan ang Cordillera para magkaroon ng posibleng otonomiya sa loob ng isang federal state. Kasi kung meron naman tayong BBL sa loob ng isang federal state, hindi naman malayo na magkaroon din tayo ng otonomiya dito sa Cordillera, bagamat tayo po ay magbabago ng plataforma ng gobyerno patungo ng federalismo.
Sir, another question. Sir, what are your thoughts on the hearings on the fake news, and what do you project would be the outcome?
Well, as I said, no, I have declared. I have taught constitutional law for 15 years. I have worked as a human rights advocate. Any content-based restriction is heavily presumed to be unconstitutional. Any content-based restriction is also a form of prior restraint. Now, there's a lot of jurisprudence that says that what is important is for us to have a free marketplace of ideas. And in one case, the U.S. Supreme Court said, in the case of New York Times versus Sullivan, no, even false information may have an impact on this public debate, no? Because after all, we have the capability to discern truth from falsity. And as the case said, sometimes you don't know what the truth is unless you read something that is falsity. Okay? So sa akin, it's very important to uphold freedom of expression by having the free marketplace of idea. And right now, simply declaring illegal fake news, in my mind, will have a very heavy presumption of unconstitutionality.
Thank you, sir.
Ngayon naman po mula kay Chona Yu of Malacanang Press. Kailan daw po ibibigay ang performance-based bonus ng mga teachers para sa 2017? Hanggang ngayon daw po ay wala pa.
Tatanong ko po yan, no? Pero salamat po sa pagbigay alam sa akin ng ganitong impormasyon dahil marami pong mga pagkakataon dahil nalaman namin ang impormasyon, napapabilis yung pag-release. Pero pararating ko po ang mensahe kay Secretary Jokno.
Also from Malacanang Press, from Rose Novenario.
Can you please take note of this, Okay, next, Rose.
Your reaction na sinasakyan ng opposition ang suspension kay Karandang.
Ano pang, what do we expect from the opposition, no? Wala na silang mapula, di syempre, lahat na lang pwede nilang gawing issue, no? Now, interestingly, no, it was President Aquino that actually removed, I think, not one, not two, but even 3 deputy ombudsmen, no? So, let's just say to the opposition that they have the same view that the president has the power to discipline all unimpeachable officers. No?
Now we have from DZRH, Romy Gonzalez.
Magandang tanghali, sir.
Yes, Romy.
Time and again, we've been waiting for the categorical response of the Office of the Executive Secretary on the issue on the ejectment of the Philippine Information Agency staff, including the building that will be replaced, I do believe, with a new one. And some trees will be cut later on. Can you have a categorical answer to this, sir?
I will look into this. I'm in contact with the Executive Secretary and they're studying options now dahil pinakikinggan naman nila yung sinasabi ng mga taga-Baguio. So options are being explored.
Because definitely, apektado yung mga Malacanang press corps na pupunta rito at mag-cover. Wala silang tutulugan na dati. Naging billeting area and lahat ng activities ng Baguio Media, doon ginaganap lahat, sir.
I will bring the matter up to the Executive Secretary.
Thank you, sir.
Now we call on Bombo Faisa from Bombo Radio.
Good morning po. Do you think, sir, President Duterte will approve the proposed 3% increase in SSS contribution?
Again, he's studying the matter. He knows that SSS, the viability of the SSS, is a matter of actuarial science, and he may have to increase, but he's weighing also the social cost of the increase. So, humingi po ng executive order na ang SSS, hindi pa po binibigay ng Presidente at pinag-aaralang mabuti.
Okay, thank you po.
Question from Malacanang Press from Hannah Sancho of DZAR, Sunshine Radio. According to Senator Trillanes, obstruction of justice ang ginagawa ng Malacanang matapos suspindihin ang ombudsman executive na siyang nakatutok para imbestigahan ang umano'y ill-gotten wealth ni Pangulong Duterte.
Well, alam naman natin na kung may krimen at ito'y ginawa ng isang sitting president, mag-antay ka hanggang mawala sa pwesto yung presidente dahil may immunity from suit ang presidente. At dahil siya na may dati nang nagbanta na magpa-file ng impeachment, sige na, magsampa na siya ng panibagong impeachment complaint.
Also, from Malacanang Press, from Albin, wala bang balak ang Palas to clarify on December 2014 Supreme Court ruling on Gonzales versus the Office of the President, which is similar to the situation ni Deputy Ombudsman Carandang?
That's the call of Deputy Ombudsman Carandang. If he feels that the President's order, assuming jurisdiction to discipline him, is wrong, let him go to court. But we will implement the law. There cannot be an impasse. There's only one sitting president in this country, and he will implement the law.
From Manila Standard, we have Dexter C.
Morning, sir.
Yes.
Just a follow-up to the questions raised a while ago. Last July 18, when the President met with Cordillera leaders, he promised to certify HB 5343, or the Cordillera Autonomy Bill, as urgent, side by side with BBL. BBL was already certified as urgent, but it seems the HB 5343 was left out.
I'm going to announce that I'm actually arranging a meeting between the President and Governor Pacalso. Perhaps this is one of the issues that General Pacalso will be discussing with the President.
Okay.
General Tuloy.
Governor.
Governor Pacalso will discuss with the President.
And hopefully you could arrange a second round of meeting with Cordillera leaders with the President, sir, regarding that matter. Anyway, on another issue, sir, does Malacanang intend to intervene in the long overdue conflict of the Bases Conversion and Development Authority with the developer of Camp Janhay?
That's in court. So the President doesn't have to intervene. There are decisions being rendered, there are challenges, so we will let the legal process proceed. Hayaan po nating hukuma na maghusga dyan dahil meron naman po tayong separation of powers.
No backdoor negotiations?
Naku, hindi na po kailangan ng backdoor negotiations yan at sila naman nagdidemandahan. No? So hayaan natin maumusad ang proseso.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, another question from Malacanang Press. Reaction sa report that some Kadamay members are starting to rent their units in Pandi, Bulacan.
Well, nasagot po yan ni Presidente nung siya'y bumalik galing ng India. At syempre mo, yan ay nakakalungkot. No? Pero ang sabi naman ng Presidente, hinayaan naman yan na manatili ang Kadamay dyan sa mga bahay na pinagawa para sana sa mga kasundaluhan at kapulisan dahil lahat naman ay dapat magkaroon ng pabahay. Pero siyempre po, kung mabay-verify itong report na ito na hindi naman pa nila ginagamit bilang bahay itong mga inoccupy nila, titignan naman po natin ang opsyon. No? Dahil hindi naman dapat pagkakitaan yung binigay na ng Presidente na para magkaroon ng katuparan, yung karapatan namang ng pabahay sa ilang mga miyembro ng Kadamay.
From Karapatan, says Rafael Bailosis, an NDF consultant, and his companion June were arrested in Quezon City on Wednesday. His allies are demanding his release, saying his arrest violates the JASIG and the Carhill. Is this part of the crackdown on the communist rebels and their legal fronts as promised by the President?
Wala namang saysay ang jasil ngayon dahil wala ng peace talks. Bakit sila nagja-jasil-jasil ngayon? Pangalawa, anong pagbabiolate sa Karil? Inaresto. Ang Karil po, human rights and humanitarian law. Kung may kaso yung tao, kung may warrant of arrest, o kung di naman kaya may basehan para mag-warrantless arrest, dapat arestuhin talaga. Dahil kapag di naman siya inarestuhin, it will be dereliction of duty. So kung tingin nila, illegal yung pagkaka-aresto other than on the basis of jasil, di mag-file sila ng habeas corpus, wala namang martial law sa Luzon. Pero ang sanasabi ko po, katungkulan na presidente na ipatupad ang batas at dahil wala na pang usaping kapayapaan, dahil sila rin naman may kasalanan dyan, habang nakipag-usap ng kapayapaan, patay sila ng patay na kasundaluhan, they are not exempt from full compliance with our penal laws.
Another question from Laila. You said there's no impasse and the President will implement the law. But the prevailing jurisprudence is the President cannot discipline the Deputy Ombudsman. Will the Palace follow the 2014 Supreme Court ruling?
That's the call of the Deputy Ombudsman. If they think that ruling is a basis for him not to be suspended, go get a TRO. Without a TRO, we will implement the law.
From Sunstar Baguio, Jonathan Llanes.
Good morning, sir, and welcome the next Baguio resident.
Yes. Matagal na ho akong Baguio resident. Kaya lang, kauna-unahang beses ako nagpatayo ng bahay dito sa Baguio.
So I'd like to go back on the train measure and its effects to Baguio City as the summer capital, being a tourism destination, and Benguet, which reduces 90% or 80 to 90% of the vegetable requirements of the country. I understand under the train law we have an effect on fuel. But we have a problem here because the disparity of the fuel costs, which comes from Poro Point in La Union, is 12 to 13 pesos higher, aside from the application of the train law. No? So we are talking about, what, around 15 pesos more. I think this is the opportune time for Malacanang to look at this because even Congressman Mark Go, who called for a Senate hearing, the lower house, was disgusted because according to the petroleum companies here, when they were called to the city council, when they deliver, it evaporates down. So that was their technical description. So how do you look at the effects on the tourism and the vegetable with this kind of...
Well, unang-una po, magbebenepisyo po ang mga magsasaka dito sa Cordillera. Kasi yung mga kumikita na hanggang 250,000, wala na po silang babayarang buwis. Pangalawa po, yung karagdagang pondo na makakalap natin dahil sa train, makikinabang po unang-una mga magsasaka dyan dahil mas maraming farm-to-market roads na tayong magagawa at mas marami pang tulong na makukuha ang mga magsasaka. Uulitin ko po, yung excise tax po sa petrol, hindi naman po yan nakabase sa halaga ng petrolyo. Nakabase po yan sa kada liter. So, at ang uulitin ko nga po, bagamat may pagtaas po ng presyo sa petrolyo, yung mataas pong petrolyo ngayon, hindi dahil sa train. Kasi po parang lumalapit na tayo sa record high ng presyo ng crudo sa world market na beyond our control. Pero overall po, sasabihin ko na nga, na yung benepisyo ng wala ng buwis, yung mga kumikita ng 250,000 and less, yung mas marami infrastruktura para sa mga magsasaka at para sa mga turista, yan naman po ay tingin ko mas malaking benepisyo kaysa dun sa 0.7% na inflation na pwedeng maging resulta dahil sa train.
Sir, follow-up. Sir, maaari po bang tignan ng Malacanang or matanong sa kagawaran ng enerhiya kung bakit ganun po ang disparity between La Union and Baguio?
Siguro po kasi inaakit nga dito, no, delivery cost. Pero ipararating ko po riyan kay Secretary Cusi kung tama ba na mga 15 pesos ang diferensya, no, ng La Union at ng Baguio?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, now we have from Philippine Daily Inquirer, Carlston Lapniten.
Hello, sir. Does Malacanang have plans for the modernization of jeepneys here in the Cordillera, considering that our terrain is much different from the rest of the country?
Well,
Yung mga sinasuggest po nila na mga jeepney types and engines do not, medyo alanganin po yung mga drivers natin kasi they cannot climb daw the steep terrain of the Cordillera.
Well, yung jeepney modernization po natin, hindi lang naman pang Metro Manila yan. Yan po ay para sa buong Pilipinas. At darating din dito tayo sa Baguio. Yung modernization naman natin, hindi naman tayo limited sa jeepney lamang. So, nung nagpunta po sa Vietnam at nakipag-usap ang ating presidente kay President Putin ng Russia, sinabi po talaga nung Russian president, interested sila magtayo ng monorail dito sa Baguio na magtatapos ang linya doon sa Benguet, no? So, magkakaroon po talaga tayo ng alternatibo. Siguro po, antayin na lang natin ang mga developments. Now, nakita nyo naman na dumating ang Enero, hindi naman talaga napagbawal lahat ng jeep. Kasi hindi naman talaga po pwedeng mapalitan lahat yan. So, unti-unti naman po yung ginagawa ng gobyerno. Pero sa tingin ko naman, nakikita nyo naman talagang kinakailangan baguhin ng mga jeep. Dahil sa Baguio, kung yan ay maging electric, maaamoy natin muli ang pine trees at hindi yung usok ng diesel fumes.
Sir, second
Lalo
question.
pong gaganda ang Baguio
Yes,
kapag nawala na po yung diesel fumes.
Sir, follow-up question. You made mention a while ago there were a few cities in China who are now connected through flights here in the Philippines. Is this just a first wave? Are we expecting more?
Yes, my goodness, no? We're expecting to double our tourist arrivals because of increased tourist arrivals from China. Let's face it, pagdating sa pagandahan ng mga beaches, pagandahan ng kabundukan, walang tatalo sa mga beaches ng Palawan, sa mga beaches ng Boracay, at siyempre, wala pa rin tatalo sa Baguio City.
Is it only China or are there other countries who have already connected with us recently?
Napakadami namang direct flights na tayo, no? Pero ang sinasabi
Recently
natin,
opened.
dati kasi, na hindi matindi ang pagkakaibigan natin sa China, hindi tayo pinupunta ng China. Nagpupunta sila sa Malaysia, nagpupunta sila sa Thailand, pero ngayon halos 1 million na tayo na galing sa China, no? At inaasahan natin na yung usap-usapan nung nandun po tayo sa China, mahina yung 5 million tourists na manggagaling lamang sa China. And I'd like to underscore the fact na 5 million total tourist arrival tayo ngayon. So sa mga Chinese tourists alone, we could double our tourist arrivals. And take note, we have one of the lowest tourist arrivals in Southeast Asia, no? We really need to tap tourism, and it will happen with China as a new market.
Thank you, sir.
Ngayon naman po, ang tanong mula kay Mary Langpawan ng Z-Radio.
Good morning, sir, and welcome sa Baguio City. Napakagwapo pala ang ating secretary.
Naku, thank you! Thank you! At napakaganda mo naman.
Hindi pala lalayo sa mga Cordillerans na kagaya natin. Yes, sir?
Cordilleran nga ako eh.
Oo nga,
Kaya,
sir.
di ba? Okay.
Oo. Yes, sir. So means to say that China, can we say now that China has a territory here in the Philippines?
I don't think they have a territory in
Yeah.
the Philippines, no? We remain a sovereign state.
Okay.
We're just welcoming more Chinese tourists and investments. And in the past, we were not able to tap the same kind of resources as compared to countries like Malaysia and Thailand.
Yes, sir. At pinapalakas natin ang turismo dito sa ating bansa together with Baguio City at hindi pa huhuli ang Baguio City in terms of tourism. Sir, pag akyat yun ng lungsod ng Baguio, ano ho yung observation ho ninyo na dapat papalakasin ng Baguio City, lungsod ng Baguio at Cordillera para mas mapalakas pa ang tourism, sir? Thank you.
Well, nung ako po ay nasa Kongreso pa, proyekto ko sana magtanim ng mga bulaklaking mga halaman sa lahat ng mga kalye paakyat ng Baguio. Kasi ganyan yung meron sila sa Ilocos Norte, di ba? May bougainvillea all over. So baka pwede ko pa rin ma-pursue yung project na yun, miski wala na ako sa Kongreso.
Thank you, sir. God bless.
Okay. Our last question from Dave Leproso of Cordillera News Agency, GMA7.
Magandang umaga, sir. Sir, reaction po na nag-drop ng ranking ng Philippines to the 18th spot regarding to the adherence of the law.
Well, unang-una po, no, ang problema po, ako dati sumasagot ako dyan, hindi ako nakasagot ngayon. busy kasi. Pero sa akin po, parang yan po ay perception na wala namang base sa realidad. Hindi ko po sinasabi na perpekto ang ating criminal justice system. Mahina po talaga. Talaga napakatagal ng mga kaso, tagal nung panahon na inaantay ng mga biktima ng paglabag ng karapatang pantao at ng mga krimen para magkaroon ng katarungan. So sa akin po, that reinforces the fact na kinakailangan talagang pagbutihin at reformahin ang ating criminal justice system. At ang ating pag-asa naman ngayon, ang presidente natin, palibasa dating piskal, at saka nagpakita ng political will, baka naman po maangat yung kwalidad ng ating katarungan sa ating bayan. That is something that I think is a reflection of the need to have further reforms in our justice system, but that has been there, not just during the administration of the Duterte administration.
Salamat po.
Salamat po.
At bilang pagtatapos, hingan po natin ng huling mensahe ang ating pong Presidential Spokesperson, Harry Roque.
Well, kung talagang wala na kayong question, maraming salamat po sa mga taga Baguio. I'd like to thank, of course, Mayor Dumogan for his hospitality in welcoming us to Baguio City Hall for this press briefing. This is my first ever palace briefing in Baguio, and please expect more briefings in the coming months. No? Again, I'd like to greet everyone in Baguio, happy Panagbenga, and as usual, Baguio has remained my favorite city in this country. Magandang umaga po.
Maraming salamat po, Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque. We're live over PTV4 and Radyo ng Bayan. There's a request for a photo op, PICO family, PCOO family, Radyo ng Bayan, PTV4 Baguio,
And then the
Philippine
press corps.
Information Agency, and the Philippine News Agency. So may we request them to please come forward.
Oh, Malacanang press corps, tama ang sinabi ko, ha? Kaya ako nagsabi ko sa kanila, kaya ako nag-out of town press briefing, nagpapapicture ang mga media outside Metro Manila. Sa Malacanang wala.
You know,
Okay,
magpapicture
see
daw
you
po.
Malacanang press corps, but please, let's have a photo session.